Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it's me again. I hope you liked the workshop of Michalis. It was fantastic. Oh, I loved it so much. We're a bit sorry about the quality of the Zoom, but that's life. But I think the video was very clear. I can also remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Centrale. You have each week a fantastic concert for free. And when you subscribe, you get notifications and everything. Just subscribe. I forgot to tell you, we're almost 1,000. So the one who will be number 1,000, he gets a special prize. You will be warned. So if you are number 1,000 to be the subscriber of the YouTube channel of the Centrale, you get a free ticket and a free beer. But now back to business. I'm very happy here. Next to me, a great friend. He is on Fiddlers on the Move from the beginning. This is the 6th edition. He was here every year. We had a mutual friend, and he introduced me to him, and it was fantastic. So he came also in this difficult situation. He came all the way from France to Belgium. It is allowed. And he will give you a workshop. He's really specialist. He does it in such a nice way, and each year he surprises us with new stories. He now also will show you the original recordings, where it comes from. It's really fantastic. I will stop talking, ladies and gentlemen. I will introduce you to this fantastic man and musician and philosopher. Mesdames et messieurs, Amit Weisberger.
Hello, and thank you, Walter, for this introduction. I'm so happy to be in Ghent again. It's a strange situation, of course, to be here in front of camera in an empty or almost empty, hi there, technicians, almost empty room. I miss you, I miss the audience, I miss the students, I miss the atmosphere of a real festival, and let's hope very soon we can do it again. Git Shabbos. Today, the subject I decided to, the title I gave to this workshop today, 1 hour workshop, is the ornaments. It's a very vast subject, very important. Many people ask about this. So I thought maybe we can really concentrate on this issue. But of course, we cannot just learn ornaments without context. So I've chosen a melody, a new melody for you. Very difficult to find new melodies after 6 years, every year, 10 tunes. So I hope you don't know this. Of course, when I say new melody, it's not new, it's old. It's actually a melody that was recorded 100 years ago, but new in the workshops. And not very well known. So, yeah, I'm allowed to be here in Belgium for 48 hours, not to contaminate you with you know what, but I hope I can contaminate you with some klezmer-ornaments, with krechten and glitschen and bredelig. Voilà. So, a short introduction about ornaments and style in general. For people who know me, and you will hear it again, for people who don't know me, you will hear it for the first time. I like to compare ornaments with spices. You know, potatoes, in many cultures, many countries, you use potatoes in the kitchen. In India, in Belgium, I guess, in South America, but the flavor you give to it with different spices, this is what gave it the flavor of the special dish and the typical taste of each country. And style in general and ornaments in particular we can compare it to those spices. So we use certain spices, certain ornaments in the music, and this is what will give it the color and the flavor, and we will recognize this music as Irish music or American folk music Swedish music. And this is what's beautiful about it here in this festival in Ghent. You go in from one room to the other. Everybody plays violin, but you have the feeling that those are different instruments. But no, they use all the same instrument, they use it differently, and this gives us a completely different sound. And this is why it's so important, all this question of style and ornaments. Because scores, you can download everywhere, and you don't need the teacher for that. And we are here, the teacher, to give you all those questions of style, especially when we talk about folk music. This is very important. You can also compare it to accent. You know, if you was born in Ireland, you will talk with Irish accent. Nobody teach it to you. You just, by imitation, you are in this surroundment, and when you start to talk, directly you start to talk with an Irish accent. If you was born in France and you want to speak English in an Irish accent, maybe you have a perfect vocabulary, but if you don't have the accent, immediately we will recognize you as a non-Irish person. So you have to artificially learn how to talk with this accent. And this is what we are doing also in the context of klezmer music, because klezmer music is not, for many, many years, was not played, and many, many things were lost. So even for myself, I cannot say I was born with this accent in my violin. I had to learn it, and I learned it from all the recording. I try to do a kind of analyze of three main ornaments that I use when I play klezmer music. Of course, this is a very simplified way, but it's a kind of it's a door to enter to this very complex world of style and ornaments. So we will see the glissandi. So sliding up, but also sliding down, down way, very important. We can give it, if you want to give it an Yiddish name, you can say a glitch to slide. And then we will see all kind of trills. And we will see the krechts, the famous krechts, which is the king of klezmer ornaments. We find it everywhere, and it's very typical, not only in klezmer music, also in other Eastern European and Balkan and Oriental music. But in Yiddish, it has a special flavor. And we will see this. But all those three ornaments and the variations that we can do with those three ornaments, we will see it within a tune. So the tune that I promised to you, and let's listen to the original. This is a recording from 921, so exactly 100 years ago. It was recorded in America by klezmorim who just immigrated to America from Eastern Europe, and the title is Ukrainer Chusidl. Okay, I hope you liked it. It was only the half of the tune. It's a big orchestra. You cannot really recognize the sound of the violins, but they are there. We can hear mainly the flute, the clarinet, trumpet. And usually when I teach a tune, we will sing it first. Well, immediately, and on the score, I've noted with colors the 3 different ornaments. So this is a tool that you can also use during the lesson, or after, when you listen to this again, when you print the score, and then you can see it very clearly. But now I will work without the scores, just singing. Try to sing with me the melody, and we will try to integrate the melody by singing, by memorizing the melody like this. So I will do it in D minor, although the original recording is in E. Die, 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 die. So you can repeat, and I already sing it with the ornaments. I'm exaggerating a little bit, so maybe it's a bit caricatural, but it's to give you the idea where are the ornaments. And one thing important to say again, before we really go into the work, is that the instruments imitate the human voice. So it's also a way to understand where the ornaments come. Again. Die, 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 oi. Okay, it's difficult to make a trill with the voice, so but this is where there is a trill. Let's sing it again. The first phrase. Die, 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 oh, die, 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 die. Again, one more time. This. Die, 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 and so. You see, I put a strong accent on the beat, and this is mainly where also you will find the ornaments. Doesn't matter which, those 3, but they will mainly come on this accent. Die, 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 die. So I hope you are singing with me. Let's do the second part. Die, 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 die. You. Die, 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 die. Again. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Same thing again. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Pai, die, die, ya, da, 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 die, die. Die, die, ya, da, 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 die, die. Die, die, ya, da, 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 die, die. Together. Die, die, ya, da, 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 die, die. From the beginning of the second part. Die, 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 die. Die, die, ya, da, die, die. Die, da, da, die, die. From the beginning of the second part. And 1, 2, 3. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Ya, da, 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 die, die. Ya, da, 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 die. Oi! One more time. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Ya, da, 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 die, die. Ya, da, da, ya, da, da, ya, da, da. Oi! And then. And this is very nice to, you will see when we play it, very nice to do. Why, a little bit like laughing, or a duck, or a kind of a bird. Why, die, 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 yada, die, yada, die, die. Again, this part. Bye, 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 bye. Die, 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 die. Yeah, die, die, yada, die, yada, die, die. The whole second part, there are 3 altogether, so we're getting there quite fast, but we will sing it all over again, and then I'll play it. Second part. Die, 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 die. 1, 2, 3, 8. Die, ja, ja, die, 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 die. Die, ja, die, die, ja, die, die. Ja, ja, die, ja, da, 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 die, die. Ja, da, da, ra, da, da, ra, da, die. Oi! Ay, ja, 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 ja. Ay, ja, 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 ja. Die, 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 ja, da, die, ja, da, die, die. Which is the logical, so-called final for this phrase. Die, 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 ja, da, die, ja, da, die, die. Pai, ja, ja, die, 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 die. Die, ja, die, ja, da, die, die. Ja, ja, die, ja, da, 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 die, die. Ja, da, da, ra, da, da, ra, da, die. Oi! Ay, ja, 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 ja. Ay, ja, 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 ja. Ja, die, ja, da, die, ja, da, die, die. Third part and last part. Die, 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 ja, die, die. It starts slow. Bye, 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 ja, die, ja, ja, die, ja, die, ja, die, ja, da, die, ja, da, die. Die, ja, 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 ja. Oh, ja, 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 die, ja, die, ja, da, die, ja, da, die, I die, 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 die. So it's a bit sounds complicated, but it isn't. We can simplify it. So pam 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 pam. À vous. Pam 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 pam. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. From the beginning. Ay 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 ya da da ya da da. Ay 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 oy. Ay 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 oy. Ay 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 ya da 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 da. Ay 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 ay. So the ending. Okay, good. You're still there. You didn't run away. I will play the violin. Don't worry. But voice is important. Let's sing it again from the beginning. All together. One. Yes, this is a chosidel. We know it from the title. So it's really, if you know this kind of dance, if you know this chosidel is a dance inspired by the movement of Hasidim. You know, you can imagine Hasidim, the way they dance, all together, kind of getting into a trance. Happiness, it's Shabbos evening. Un, deux, et un, deux, trois. Die, die, hey, I die, pardon. Un, deux, trois, hey, I die, die, I die, die, I die, die, I die, I die, die, I die, I die, die. We repeat it, but we will not repeat it now. Second part. This is repeat again, all the time. Each part repeats twice. Third part. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I played my version, and if you want, you can try to follow looking at the scores if you already download it, and to see if I play the ornaments in the good place. See if you can follow. Yes. I hope you like the tune. If I will play it with no ornaments, just not at all, which is very difficult exercise for me, because you know it's becoming like thick, like something you can't help it. You just do it. It will give something strange. It will give us a melody which all the expression will go away. All the melody itself is too simple to be interesting. We must put into it all those things. So let's go phrase by phrase, and I will really now go into each ornament and show you how I do it with fingering and all that. And at the end also you will have time to ask questions. So now I'll go really slowly, and you can see the tune start directly with an ornament. It's the slide. I slide from D to D, from octave to another, and I start, even though I start on open string, I will slide with my first finger on the A string to the higher D. And I will also, but more softly, slide down from the D to fade off the note. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can start up bow or down bow, doesn't matter. And then the next thing will be what we call the krechts. Okay, and here I will have to stay longer because it's a more complicated ornament to show. But let me first play it together with the glissandi. You see, so if you will look at the score, you will just see those notes. So you can play it as notes. But they are really something between just notes and the ornament. So if I play those three notes, the A, the C, and the B, La, Do, Si, Si bemol, B flat. If I will play it up bow, the first two, and then down bow, the B flat, or the other way, it will give me the effect of the krechts. But you can see that the importance that I give to each note is not the same, it's not equal. And also the speed of the bow is not equal. Okay, so we stop here a little bit, and I will show you something interesting. Many people think that the krechts, and by the way, krechts in Yiddish means a sight. To sigh, say, oi, this is the famous Yiddish sight. Oi, 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 oi. You can make a whole caricature about it. And it's not only a sigh of suffering. It can be also a sigh of joy. Oi, 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 so good to be here in Ghent again. Oi, 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 oi. Okay? So this is the krechts. And this krechts, it's not mainly done with the fingers. The main effect is actually the bow. The bow is more important. It's Jake Schulman Mint, a very good violinist, American young violinist, that showed it to me for the first time, and this is how I understood it. He said that the 70% of the krechts is in the bow and not in the fingering. And in order to understand this, you have to really to sing the krechts. And you see that what happened is that there's a lot of air coming, a lot of breath coming up, and then it's blocked and released again. Ah, yeah. So if you play clarinet or flute à bec, then you do it naturally, because the same thing more or less what you do when you sing, you will do with your instrument. You just release a lot of air, you block it, and you release it again. We don't play with air, we play with bow. So the bow, you have to imagine that the bow is the equivalent to your breathing, to your air. So if I take this, a lot of air, blocking the air, releasing the air, then I will use a lot of bow, blocking the bow, releasing the bow, okay? And I can do the effect of the krechts with no fingering, just like this. So open string, try it on open string, on A, for example. You see, there's a lot of élan. Je ne sais pas comment on dit en anglais. Élan, l'élan. Hein? And then it's like gradually slowing down towards the end before I block it. And when I release it with less pressure on the bow. And now let's see what's happened if I add something. If I add to this movement to accent this moment of releasing the bow again, I cut the note. So let's not be precise to understand that the note itself doesn't matter. It's the effect of blocking, of cutting the note, the sound. So and you see, if you do it nicely, there will be the sound like there will be a kind of a harmony, or I don't know what. You can compare it to yodel singing. Something will jump and will give you this effect of the sound that is jumping and changing pitch. You hear it? So if you really exercise on this a lot, until you really have this reflex of the movement, you can put it in the context of your melody. So let's do just A and C, so second finger. Yes? And if we look at the context of the melody here, so we will add also a third note. So we had the A, the C, and now the B flat. So my first two notes will be on the down bow, lié, linked. So this is the opening notes of the tune. Let's play it again. Donc slide and then the krechts. Again. Tai 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 dai tai 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 tai. Yes? So the krechts here is on the scale, on the modus. But I can do it with, doesn't matter any fingering, according to where I am in the melody. And this is exactly where we are going now, because the next phrase so now we will do it with second, fourth, and third finger. now the first 2 bars from the beginnings very slowly, so you can see the slide and the 2 krechts. The first krechts on the B flat and the second krechts on the G. And now we add the last ornament that I will teach today, the trill, a kind of a trill. We can call it also a dreidel in Yiddish. And I will go into the details later. For example, for the moment, just do a trill as you know, as you can, on this note, on the F, with second finger and third finger. So. Again, the whole thing. Now I will start up bow. I'll start down bow. I'll start down bow because now I want to show you the krechts on down bow. So I managed to finish my glissandi down bow, and I'm ready to the krechts. So, again, second krechts, slide, krechts, krechts, trill. And the next phrase. So I'm ending with a nice slide and a trill on top of it. This is very typical. The ornaments are not like apart; they are cohabit. They live together and they mix together. Let's do it again. The whole thing 3 times. Last time. Okay, and the next, let's go further in the melody. Starts the same. Okay, this is, I won't show anything special on this ending part, but let's play again. This is the first part, yeah, and it actually doesn't repeat. When I played it before, I played it twice, but you just play it once, and then you go directly to the second part. Let's play the first part all together and try to play the slide, the krechts, and the trill. Do you want to see it apparently? The krechts again, the 2 krechts. Okay. First krechts, A, C, B flat. Second krechts, a little bit more difficult because I use fourth finger. Each time you have to make an ornament with the 4th finger. In general, it's more difficult. But it's the same principle of 2 notes together and then the third note, the last note alone. Okay, so from the beginning. Dai 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 dai. Die, 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 oi, with a trill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue. Later, if you have the scores, you will see I put each ornament in a different colors, and you will recognize it easily. I also put the fingering, the number of the finger, if it's the first, second, third, and then you can see also where I go in positions. So, second part. Remember the second part? Bye. Die, 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 die. So I start on the C. Interesting what we can do here. And by the way, I must give a credit to the person who wrote, who transcribed the scores from the original old recording. It's my colleague Jérôme Bloch, that some of you knows, accordionist, a great accordionist I work with since 12 years. We founded together Beigalé Orkestra, and we give a lot of workshops. And he introduced me to many good tunes. I cannot write a score myself. I read badly and I write. Definitely I cannot write a score, but Jérôme made us a score in D, which is especially he did it for me. And thank you, Jérôme. I'm happy I didn't forget to give you the credit. So here we are on the C. We have a slide on the D, a slide down on the C. Actually, even when I play it again, now I notice that even I have the tendency, the low C, not to play it fixed. There is a little bit. This is the effect of, if you want, the calf or the little cow. Yes. In general, I would say that the fingers are not stiff. You have to imagine in this style that you have butter on your fingers and butter on the strings, and nothing is completely rigid. I don't know how to say in English, rigid, you understand? Stiff. The fingers touch the strings with enter the sound with a slide, going out from the note with a slide. It's not completely, yeah. There are always some micro movements. So here again a krecht, but here it's a rich krecht. I use 4 notes to do it. Oh, actually, the notes are those. So the principle is the same. A group of notes attached, and the last one alone. Let's try to do it in a very slow motion. Again, last time. And now faster. And you see where it's coming, the melody? Tai, 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 tai. Here. Tai, 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 tai. So let's play only this. Forget about the slide because it's difficult to do many things at the same time together when we learn. So just again. Last time. And now we add the slide, the soft slide back down on the D, on the C. And this is, we have two slides, which give us this effect of laughing. Yeah, 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 hi. I play it again, the whole thing. One more time. Un, deux, trois. And I didn't put it on your scores, but you can add if you want to be fancy, if you want to be rich with ornaments, you can add the trill. And we didn't talk yet about the trills, but I will show how I do the trills. Let's do it the whole thing until now. Again. So there are trills on each second note, more or less, I think. No, each third note, more or less. You can also put here on the A, but it's different. It's difficult on the open string. Again. With the slide on the end. And here the fun part. I wrote on the score in this place. I wrote laughing, because it sounds like laughing, and it's something in between sliding with a krechts. If you just do the sliding, it works. But if you add, I slide with the second finger. I do actually most of my ornaments with the second finger. Why? Because the second finger is strong. And I use it as in a ship you have the heavy thing from metal you put inside the sea to stop the boat. I don't remember how to say in English, but you know what I mean. I use it as this, and because I have the first finger and the third finger before and after, that with this I can do everything. So the main note will be second finger. And then I can do a krechts with first and third, etc., etc. So I got used. This is my fingering. This is my style. You don't have to do like me. It's a possibility. And if I add the third finger, so it slides with krechts. Each note is a slide, with a krechts. And this is why in the score I put the two colors, the colors of the krechts, which I choose orange, and the slide, which is red. So in this place you will see red and orange together. Let's try it again. First, just sliding. The last note is with the first finger. Two finger, second finger. First, sorry. And here, first finger. And open string. Again. One more time, last time. And let's add now a soft krechts, only with one finger, the third one. So when I play the second finger, I will play my krechts with the third, but when I play my main note is first finger, of course, I play my krechts with the second. It's always the finger after. I say always, but it's not true. You can do it also with you can also play the first finger and play a krechts with the third, because it doesn't really matter. It's not really a note. It's just an effect. So you remember when we did this in the beginning, the note itself doesn't matter really. So here I do it always with the third finger, if you want, all the way down, the krechts. Okay, and the next, the same thing. Only that then here, because I'm in the first position, I will play third, second, first finger. Here I will go down, sliding all the time, almost all the time, with the second finger. But here, the second phrase, first position, third, second, first finger. And krechts with always the finger that coming after. So slowly. It's almost an exercise that you can play. You can play the scale up and down with playing the ornaments. Yes, for example, if you play krechts or just sliding. Okay, as an exercise, you can do this on any scale, any tonality, any modus. It's a good exercise. Where are we? It's difficult to give a lesson with not too much reaction. I hope you are following. I hope you are there. You can write comments if you have on the side. If you have questions, you can give the questions, and I will refer to it later. But let's continue. Let's play the whole second part again. This is the phrase we didn't do yet. So we have here a krechts, a slide down, and a nice trill to do. You hear now when I sing the krechts, you can hear it. And here you hear in this note that I slide down. So there will be a krechts and a slide down on the G. tahitai tai yatatai yatatai tai tahitai tai yatatai yatatai tai, and the trill here yatatai tai. So the whole thing, the whole second part. One more time, a little bit slower. I hope you can follow. Okay, and before we forget, let's play the first part before we go to the third and last part. Remember how it starts? Yai tai, yai tai tai, re re. And I promised you to show you a little bit how I do the trills, because they are not, this is not the classical trill. By the way, talking about classical ornaments, I use a lot of vibrato. I didn't count vibrato in the three main klezmer ornaments, not because it's not used, it's used a lot. It's just because it's not typical. You can find it in many other styles, including classical style, and you don't have a particular technique to play vibrato. It's the same vibrato, maybe a little bit stronger, more expressive. But the trill I will show you, it's different. It's quite different from the classical trill. Let's see. For example, in the first second bar. Here on the F. So the classical trill will be something like, if I'm not wrong, because I'm not a classical musician. And here what I do, and this is what we call the dreidel. The dreidel in Yiddish means a spinning. How they say it? I wrote it down. Spinning top. You know this little toy you use in Hanukkah. This is a spinning top. I don't know why they call it like this. It's maybe because it's very fast. Because the trill is very fast. And if you look carefully, it's something between vibrato and trill. You use it also of course, in Romanian music. So technically, what I'm doing, I will put. I hope you can see my fingers. I will lean my third finger to my second finger. The second finger is down to the string, but the third finger is not really touching the string. It's just 1 millimeter or so. And when I move in a very strong vibrato, which is not only the finger, actually the whole wrist, the whole hand is moving like as if I had was ill in Parkinson. Yeah, to go to forbid. Yeah, and so the whole hand is moving, shaking. Yeah, and what happens is that the third finger will touch and untouched the string. You see, so it gives you something that is faster, faster than a trill and slower than a vibrato, something in between vibrato and trill. And you can do it with all fingers, not only with the second and the third, of course. In the context of the melody, did you hear it? Did you see it? Let me do it again. Again, you. Again. And so mostly I use this trill, but I can also use the more classical trill, where I really, when I have time, when the melody is too fast, I cannot play this trill, and I play. It's like cheating a little bit, in order to play this trill. So let's find a phrase where we have a lot of these trills. Let's start let's start with the third part of the melody. We have a lot of trills here. I will show you where they are while singing. Let's do those two. So you can see if I want to play a trill on this note on the A, I will not play it on A open string. So this is why I have to go up in position, and I will go up in position with a slide. And this is how I gain another ornament in this phrase, which make it richer. Let's do this phrase again together. I slide down and slide back again. Very typical also. The next thing, it's a krechts, and also because the krechts is on A, I cannot make a krechts on open string. This is why I will go up in position. Yes, this is what I'm playing. It's the same principle what we saw before, but I must play it in this position, in the third position, in order to have the three notes, and the middle note, the second finger, will be my A. You got it? Let's all play rechts on A in a third position. Two notes together, last note alone. And now let's add the trill, the slide. And let's add the trills before with this. Die, die, trill, die, die, trill, die, die, rechts. I will not go into all the details because you later on home, I mean you are home, with the video and with the scores you can now, you know already the three ornaments and you will see them on the scores and you can try to hear it also on the record. So let me play slowly the third part and I will say nothing and you just try to imitate and or just if you don't feel like to play, just listen and look and try to recognize where are what I'm doing. If I'm doing a slide, if I'm doing a rechts, if I'm doing a trill, and you will see that they are mixing. They are always some kind of getting one into the other. Third part. Un, deux, trois. One more time. Same thing in the octave, higher octave. Here in this octave, you see very nicely, how the slide down and the trills, the dreidels, lives together. Very typical also to northern Romanian music. Bukovina region maybe. Let's stay on this phrase because you have the whole thing together in a package very clearly and very easy to do with fingering because we are not in position. Slide, dreidel, twice the same thing, and then rechts. Rechts with a trill. The rechts here is second, fourth, third finger trill. Yes, let's do it again because this is so essence. Yeah, this is like this is klezmer accent. Rechts en trill, rechts en trill. see, the thing is with ornaments, I know if you are just discovering this issue, it looks difficult. What I can give you as tools, as tips, also to encourage you, is that it doesn't comes at the it doesn't. It needs time. Yeah? It's like what I said before. If you want to speak in an Irish accent, you have to go and live in Ireland some years. This is the best way to grab it. If you want to play in a klezmer style, if you want to integrate those until it becomes reflex, you have to listen to klezmer music. What I'm doing here is not traditional. Traditional musicians don't teach ornaments, like Irish people will not teach their kids how to speak with an Irish accent. Traditional musicians just play, and you grab it because you are in this surroundment. This is what you hear, and this is how you play. I know Bob Cohen. You know Bob Cohen, a great klezmer researcher, fiddler, singer, living in Hungary, in Budapest. He did a lot of collectage, collecting music in the villages. And he said he heard once a fiddler, a gypsy fiddler, who said that traditional music, you don't learn it, you steal it. Yeah, you just steal it in a way that you sit next to the person and you look how he do it, and you take it if you can. Yeah, he will not tell you his secrets. He will not tell you second fingers, third fingers. Let's do it again slowly. No, you know. So the main tip I can give you is really to listen to sources, to old recording, and the best thing is to listen to doinas, you know, these improvisations, introduction to a piece. Because in this kind of pieces of improvisation that we call doina or kalebezetzen, pieces to make the bride cry before the wedding, it's very, very expressive, and it's very rich with ornaments. And if you listen to this, and if you try to slow it down and to imitate, this is how I learned personally the style, by imitating old records like the one we heard in the beginning, and really slowing down and trying to treat it as it was a score, you know? Like if you go in to play, I don't know, Beethoven, you will really respect the scores and you will play what is written. The same thing you can do with the old records. Slow it down and take seriously everything he's doing and trying to imitate it. This is the first step. And then, little by little, if you hear a lot, it can become a reflex, and you can make your own improvisation, and you can put ornaments more naturally. There's no one way to put ornaments. What I'm proposing you here, it's my interpretation. According to the regions, the period, people play differently. The ornaments is something that you improvise. You improvise, but you improvise according to some codes, something that is common sense in this language of a family. In some regions they will use more trills, in other regions they will use more krechts, in some regions the trills will replace the krechts, and in other style a slide will be much more common than others and will replace, those ornaments can be, you have flexibility how to use them. But mainly they will come in the same place because they underline something. Yes. So maybe if I still have time, 2 minutes? No. Okay, maybe there are already questions. If there are no questions, I will play it again from the beginning. And so let me play it again from the beginning until I get the questions. You can play with me if you want. We take it slowly, even though we can play in the recording, they play it quite fast, 110. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Bravissimo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic.
I hope so.
Fantastic, fantastic. There are 2 questions for now.
Okay.
But you start talking, there will be more and more
Start
questions.
with the second.
I'll start with the second then. It's a lady from Estonia. She thanks you so much
Yes.
for the interesting workshops. And she asks, the ornaments, are they the same in klezmer worldwide or are they region specific?
Alors, we have to define what is a klezmer how do you say all side?
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
Around the world.
Yes. The question how you define it. If you say that klezmer is Jewish music from Eastern Europe, this is very large. Estonia, Lithuania, Poland, Ukraine, from the till Moldavia and the Black Sea. So from the northern sea, Baltic Sea, to the south, to the Black Sea, it's very wild, and it will be different style. So yes, the ornament will be different. What I showed here is more typical to northern Romania, South Ukraine, Moldavian, Bessarabian style. This is what you can also hear until today in Bessarabian music, in Moldavian music. And this is also, when we're talking about klezmer, hardcore klezmer, we mainly speak on this region. We talked before the class about Jewish Hungarian music. This is, I don't think you can really call this klezmer. They will play differently, more with Hungarian ornaments. So what became the main core klezmer is mainly this music from this specific region, North Romania, South, West Ukraine, Moldavia, and this is also from where most of Jewish musicians that immigrated to America continue to play this style in America. And by the way, the recording that we heard in the beginning is from America. And but when we see the title Ukrainer Chosidl, so it's referred to this region of the world, and this and the there's no one style. There's no one klezmer style. There are few klezmer styles according to region and according to also to period. Yeah, Dave Taras, the clarinetist in the 30s and 40s, he invented new style, and it's became very typical, beautiful klezmer. But this is not the way. Belf, another clarinetist, 20 years before, played in Ukraine. Yes.
Thank you. I
Yes.
think this will do, I hope. Repond if it's not clear.
There
Ask
is
another question. The first question was, which mode are you playing?
Which modes?
Which scale, which mode?
Yes, klezmer music is geographically is just between Occident,
The East?
the
The West,
West
sorry.
and
The West
Orient.
and the East.
Yes, so it's just in the middle between Orient and West, and musically is also influenced by those two big musical culture. It's very influenced by Oriental mode, but it's not as rich as Arabic or Turkish music. We don't have officially the quarter tones, the microtones. There are 4 modus that we will use mainly. It's the one that is very typical Oriental, what is equivalent to Hijaz in. With this interval of 1.5 tone between the second and the third, I think, and we call it. We have different names in Jewish music. They have different names for it, but it's basically Hijaz. We call it Ahavaraba. There is another modus that we use a lot. Is that it's the equivalent to Nikriz in Oriental music. No, this is the Hijaz. So here. So the interval of 1.5 tones will be between the third and the fourth. And then we use a lot the minor, like the scale, the modus of this tune that I just played, taught you. Minor scale, we have a different name for it. Mogenavos, and the major scale that we call the Adonai Moloch, and they works a little bit differently, but basically it's minor and major. And in a tune, generally you mixed the modus. Like here in the second part, you go from minor to major. And this is typical also in klezmer music. I hope I answered the question. This is a whole other subject. Of course, I like to talk about modes, but I don't think I have time tonight.
Each question could be a new chapter of a new workshop.
Yes. But if you come to our workshop, can I make a little short publicity?
Of course, that's what I'm here
Yes.
for.
So, thank you.
Ta-da!
So each year in France, in Normandy, in the countryside, in a very, very beautiful place. Will you come this year?
I will try,
You will
yes.
try.
I would
Each
love to
year,
come. I really love-
Walter promised to come, but
Yes,
he
already
preferred to
4
go to Sicilia. This is the problem. Anyway,
The mafia.
yeah, it's true that in Normandy there's not as much as sun as in Sicilia, and there's no sea, but there is a beautiful forest, and there is very, very good team of teachers, international, and we do it every year for 5-6 days in the countryside. All instruments, 2 different levels, beginners and advanced. And yes, it's beautiful. This year it will be in August from the 14th to the 19th, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, 6 days. There will be 8 different teachers, including Mitya Ilya from St. Petersburg.
Ah, he's coming.
Yeah,
I
they
know
will
him.
come.
Fantastic.
And Frank London, the great trumpetist from Klezmatics, if you know him. He's a great musician, but also a great pedagogue, great teacher. And we play, we party, we jam, we sing, we dance.
Sounds so surrealistic now.
Yes, it sounds realistic, but we do it. We find ways to do it. And just if you want more details about it, just go to the site of Les Rencontres du Tapis Vert, the place called Tapis Vert, T-A-P-I-S, Vert, V-E-V-I-R-T, Tapis Vert, Rencontre, Tapis Vert, and normally it will be online in a couple of weeks.
We will share the link, so
Okay,
or you
great.
can just go back and watch the video again.
Yeah.
All right, but we will share the link in the
Okay.
YouTube channel.
No more
and,
questions? Other questions?
Lisa, we have more questions? No, then I think
Okay.
we are in the last part of our meeting.
Okay.
So I have friends who went there and they told me it's fantastic. If you want to learn this music, you really have the best musicians there who teach you, and they're jamming every night. It's unique opportunity to get involved with this music and style and way of living and everything. So deep in the woods in Normandy, so there is no control.
Exactly.
Far away from everything, just a little paradise. So Amit, thank you so much for coming all the way from France. to
Thank
here
you, thank you.
to
I
Ghent.
hope I was not didn't talk too much. I have a tendency
No,
to
it
talk a
was
lot. But
perfect.
you got it.
But people can scroll.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah,
They can
Yeah.
just.
Good. The adventures of teaching by
Yes, yes, yes.
from in distance.
Maybe next year they ask you another online video again.
Yes.
No. We hope next year we can do it again live in the same spot. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. It was so nice having you here, and maybe you're just watching tomorrow or after tomorrow or next week, then hello then. Hello from the past. But if you're watching now, you can, tomorrow we have more workshops. We have the fantastic Naomi Verkouteren. You saw her yesterday in the jam session. She played some solos. She will do Belgian music, especially Flemish music, music from here. So if you're watching New Zealand or Papua New Guinea and you're asking what kind of music we play here, so watch tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Naomi is so sweet, and you will see, and she's a fantastic teacher. And then at 2 o'clock we have the great Jean-Christophe. He's from Marseille, but he lived for 2 years in Romania. He's an amazing violin player. He lived for a long time together with Marcel Ramba, who is one of our big masters of Romania. So from Romanian music, he's an amazing guy. He's French, but don't worry, he will speak English. It's beautiful. Only listen to the video for his English. It's fantastic. With this perfect accent for Marseille. It's better than my English. And then in the evening we have 2 concerts. Those 2 teachers will also perform. Naomi, she created a trio with her colleagues from the music school in Ghent. We call it the Pool, where they also teach folk music. And she has a guitar player and a banjo player. And then Jean-Christophe will play with Nicolas Hazeur and 3 other musicians at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. So, but you can find all the information also on the page of YouTube of the Centrale of Fiddlers on the Move, and have to focus on the camera. But I'm always shy, so I'm always... So, hello. Voilà. Amit, thanks again.
Thank you
Thanks
very
again.
much. Thank you.
And you're going to join us tomorrow?
Yes,
for the
I
concert?
will be here to listen to the
Yeah,
concert.
yes.
I'm privileged to be here live
Yes,
as
yes.
a live audience. Thank you so much to invite me in Ghent again.
You're welcome. Voilà. Have a good night, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.